Horizons and from Lucy Reacts, and this is Miscellaneous Miss Tantalus by the channel Only Sarcastic Production. Tantalus, the number one dude known for his eternal punishment in Hades, perhaps second only to Sisyphus. Yeah. It's another Greek mythology. This is gonna be fun. Tantalus. So he's apparently have a punishment because he did what Zeus punished him, because that's how usually it goes. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun video. I wrote quite a few Only Sarcastic Production videos already. If you haven't seen them, check out the cast. There's a playlist I created for it. Only Sarcastic Production reactions, something like that. I upload lots of videos in 24 hours, so you might have missed some of the videos I uploaded. So check the playlist; it's all there. Check out the playlist too, like CGP Grey, Real Life Lore, Kazgazad in Nutshell, Tears Zoo, Internet Historian. Yeah, let's watch this one.
It's an unfortunate truth that some people, both fictional and otherwise, end up being defined pretty much exclusively by one noteworthy part of their life. Actors defined by single roles, artists by single works, public figures by single scandals, characters by single qualities. This is often very reductive, taking a complex and nuanced figure and flattening them into a simple caricature of themselves. People are always more complicated than the stories about them. But when the person in question
Especially about actors, if you net a really good role, an iconic role, it usually means that you're screwed. That's something that, it's just weird, isn't it? You don't think like that. People think, if I net a good enough role, that's it, I'm gonna get spearheaded into the fame. But then again, if you net a really good role, really good role, then you're screwed. Just like, how Luke Skywalker, the actor, was basically Mark Hamill. Yeah, I think he was screwed because of it. While, second actor, Harrison Ford, who was also beloved but not as much as Luke Skywalker, who was fine because he was at that edge of, just beloved enough. So he did lots of major movies and become the biggest star of all time with Indiana Jones and things like that. Same thing happens with a lot of actors like Harry Potter and things like that, where, become such iconic that people don't see them as anything else but that. And if they try to do any other acting, it just doesn't work. So that's just weird. So yeah.
is primarily known for their eternal punishment in the underworld, we can safely assume they got up to some shit. So let's talk about Tantalus and how exactly this ancient Greek mythical king got himself one of the most iconic afterlife punishments in the history of Hades. So Tantalus is a demigod son of Zeus, which is at this point about as exclusive as being left-handed. And not only is he a demigod, he's a really beloved one. The Olympians like and respect him a lot as a king, a friend, and a gracious host. Or at least they did until the incident. Now, what exactly the incident was varies depending on who you ask. The generally accepted telling is that one day Zeus and the other gods came over for dinner, and Tantalus, ever the dutiful host, decided that the best way to honor the gods would be to sacrifice something important to him. So he kills his son, Pelops, and cooks him for dinner. Now, there's no explanation.
What the fuck? When I'm trying to imagine, what would be going through his head. Like, here's the son which I cared for my whole life. He's big now, but fuck it, I'm just gonna kill him and cook him. Only psychopaths can do that. I mean, I can't see anything else. That is just effed up, man. I mean, not just killing, cooking him. Really? What an asshole.
Given as to why he thought this was a good idea. Because if ancient Greece had a top-tier taboo, it was killing family members, and if it had a second-string taboo, it was cannibalism. Each one is already bad. Doubling down just seems double bad. So the gods...
I mean, imagine, Zeus and other Olympians who do reckless things and hurt people left and right in this mythology lots of time. They think this was one of the most repulsive things you can do. So how shitty you must have to be.
Figure out that's a human person and refuse to eat. Except for Demeter, who's not really paying attention because she's still super bummed out about Persephone ditching her for the underworld 6 months of the year, so she fails to read the room and absentmindedly eats some Pelops' shoulder. Happens to the best of us, I'm sure. Anywho, the gods are very upset with Tantalus, so they give him a stern talking to, teach him the error of his ways, and I'm just kidding. Obviously, they throw him into Tartarus. So they trap him in a pool under a fruit tree. Whenever
I didn't see this coming. I only killed my son and cooked him. You know what? Fuck you. Stay there. Stay in Tartarus.
Tries to drink the water, it recedes, and if he tries to reach the fruit, it pulls away, leaving him perpetually hungry and thirsty with relief always just out of reach. This punishment is why the word tantalizing describes this kind of situation. The gods then revive Pelops.
Tantalus, tantalizing. This is where they come from. Lots of English what we know of comes from lots of Greek and Roman, things, right? So, Greek mythology about Tantalus and all the things that happened to him. They created a word tantalizing that we even use today.
replacing his missing shoulder with a nice ivory prosthetic, and Pelops goes on to father the House of Atreus, a long line of unfortunate Greek kings mostly known for having very tragic lives. In fact, this family later produces Agamemnon.
Okay, man, this is awesome, isn't it? You know, obviously they are gods. You know, that idiot killed his son and cooked him, but those are gods, they can fix him, so they did.
A crime which I can only assume was later added to Tantalus's already extensive.
He just tricked his wife into bringing that daughter to the front so he could murder. Ah, fuck me, I saw that video, that pissed me off. What an asshole. So, we are making your boat unpleasantly cold now. This is so good, and it's Hades who's doing that.
It's a rap sheet. So this was the most well-known version of the story, but it's not the only version. In the Olympian Odes, poems dedicated to victories in the Pan-Hellenic Olympic Games, the poet Pindar tells us, no, I know what they told you, but Pelops wasn't killed at that dinner. See, what happened was Poseidon took one look at him and got outrageously horny. So yeah, in this version, Pelops is carried off to Olympus for appropriately ancient Greek reasons, and this produces a rumor that he was killed, even though he's actually fine. Tantalus is still sent to Tartarus in this version, but this time it's because when the gods have him over for dinner, he steals ambrosia and nectar, which is a violation of the laws of hospitality and one of those things you got in a lot of trouble for in ancient Greece. Zeus, along with all the flashy weather stuff, is also the god of hospitality, so violating that had a tendency to get one smote with extreme prejudice. Anyway, Tantalus gets dunked on, and meanwhile, Pelops decides he wants to marry this lady, Hippodamia, and he has to win a chariot race to do that. So he goes to Poseidon and is like, hey man, can you do me a solid because we banged that one time? And Poseidon's like, hell yeah, and lends him a really fast chariot so he wins the race. And I gotta say, I don't think there's a ballsier power move than getting a major deity you banged one time to be your wingman.
Yeah, okay, so this second story feels like one of those things which Plato does a lot of times to time. So philosopher poets have this tendency to, you know, spice things up and exaggerate. So they just saw the story and I guess added it in this sense, like, you know, Poseidon banged his son and while he was trying to steal ambrosia. That gives more soap opera type of, you know, spiciness to it. Daily soap type of thing. So I think that's what that is. Original myth is, I think, the first one.
Man. So overall, Tantalus's crimes include family murdering, attempted cannibalism, violating the laws of hospitality by stealing from his host, and subjecting the ancient world to Agamemnon. That's pretty bad stuff, but does he really deserve his eternal torment?
How shitty Agamemnon has to be that's the part of all this. Like all the things he did, giving ball Agamemnon was one of the worst thing he did.
In the underworld? Yes, and I'll tell you why. It's not Agamemnon. In one little-known myth, he and his buddy Pandarius, who was blessed by Demeter to never get indigestion, not a joke, conspire to steal a magic golden dog that was created by Hephaestus to guard baby Zeus. A dog made by Hephaestus, who is Zeus's son, that guarded Zeus as a baby.
What?
That dog was created by Hephaestus.
Wait a second. First of all, Zeus is older than humans, right? I'm pretty sure. Prometheus created humans. Prometheus is cousin of Zeus. So, you know, Prometheus is, I guess, father is one of the four sons of, I guess, a Titan, you know, whose brother was Kronos and whose son is Zeus. Something, I don't know. I'm getting confused there. But yeah, I think his cousin, Prometheus is cousin of Zeus. And Prometheus created humans, I think. So Zeus is older than humans. So how can they create this dog when Zeus was a baby or something? What the fuck?
To guard Zeus, who was a baby at the time. Okay, so there's like 5 absurdities in that story, but the point is Tantalus stole a dog. Who does that? He deserves whatever he gets. I smell like I sound.
Yeah, killing his son and cooking him, that's fine, but stealing a dog, that's it. Dogs and cats takes precedence over human. Alright. Tantalus is mentioned in the Odyssey as one of the people Odysseus sees in the underworld.
Lost and I'm found.
But it's not specified why he's there, implying that Tantalus' crimes were common knowledge even that early in incident. Yeah, you know, one of the videos I saw of all the Sarcastic person, they say that if something's not mentioned, it's common knowledge, that's why it's not mentioned. You know, I never even thought of that until, you know, she mentions that. So now every time I see something that there is no detail there in mythology or whatever, I feel like it must be common knowledge of the time.
And I'm hungry.
So it's very old myth and could even have been the archetypical myth explaining why family side and cannibalism are bad and wrong. Yeah.
Like
the reason, of course, being don't do it or Zeus will kick your ass.
Straddle the line.
because you surely cares. Alright, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction I did, there's a link in the description. Check out the cast, please check out the end cards, and I'll see you next time.